All right, my second guest joining me at this time is a guy I've been a fan of for over a year and a half. I've seen him wrestle in UWF, KCW, and PTW here in the Kentucky State. And gives me good pleasure that I am joined with the Zodiac. He's joining me right now. What's going on, man?
Hey Kenny, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, good. And all I can say is about time I finally interview you.
I don't do a whole lot of radio shows. I don't do a lot of talking, do I?
I guess that's the case, but nonetheless, thank you for being on such notice, 2 days notice to be exact.
That's no problem. I appreciate the invite.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. How did your wrestling career got started?
Actually, it was kind of funny. A couple of friends of mine that I went to high school with, we always talked about getting into wrestling, and me and a buddy of mine were out at a flea market, actually. And the Northern Wrestling Federation, based out of Cincinnati, had a booth set up where they sold tickets for their events. And they had their heavyweight champ up there one weekend, so me and a friend of mine went up there to just kind of see what was going on and talk to him. He gave me some info, and about a month later, I started up at Bone Crushers in Cincinnati for the Northern Wrestling Federation training.
Wow. I speaking of NWF, I interviewed Roger Ruffin. I think last 2 weeks ago. And it's amazing that that company has been one of the longest running shows in a tri-state, 16 years and counting. And obviously, you've been a part of their shows. Um, as I pointed out,
Guys were,
as I also pointed
yeah.
out, I seen you wrestle in UWF. I seen you wrestle in KZW, and I've seen you wrestle in PTW as well. Um, do you remember the first match you ever had, and if so, who was your opponent, where was it located, and what was the company?
Yeah, the very first match I had was actually for the Northern Wrestling Federation. That was at the historic Peel Palace, which was in Erlanger, and I wrestled Dirty Chris Hayes. He was actually my first two matches.
And when you had that match, or matches for that matter, did you get any nervous heading into that match?
Oh yeah, I was like a 19-year-old kid. I mean, I started when I was 18 out of high school, so I mean, I didn't know jack about wrestling. I spent the year training, and Chris Hayes and Roger Ruffin and all them guys taught me a lot. They were good to me, and it was just no notice or nothing. I just showed up at Peel's to do security and help out, and they were like, "Hey, you're on the show. You're wrestling Chris." I was like, and that's just a kind of terrifying feeling. But I mean, Chris took very good care of me in that. I mean, he's nothing but a professional, so I couldn't have asked for a better person to have my first match with.
And how did this character, the Zodiac, came about? Was it a company's idea? Was it your idea?
No, it was actually Roger Ruffin and them put this on me. The very first time that I did this was actually against a guy named Dozer, who was a longtime guy with the Northern Wrestling Federation at Cincinnati Gardens. And we were doing a show there in conjunction with them. And I showed up, and he said, "I got a new idea for you, something I think you might like." And it just kind of went from there.
What I like about your character is, it's intimidating, and you're a smash mouth type of wrestler, brawler, beating people up, and you bring the body bags, which I feel bad for anyone who steps in the ring with Zodiac. You bring that body bag, you know what time it is, and the other wrestlers better bring their A game because Zodiac's gonna bring his A game as well. The
We always taught to take pride in what we do. I mean, you go out and give 110%, whether you're first spot on the card or your main event.
For those who just tuning in, you're listening to Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. I'm joined with the Zodiac, PWF. They debuted their show recently, and Vader, wrestling legend, Vader was in attendance, and you was a part of that show, I believe. What was that like?
That was interesting.
What are some other goals you would like to accomplish? More championships, more shows, more matches. What are some other goals you'd like to accomplish?
Of course, I mean, more shows. I'd like to actually get some more work with some of the NWA promotions. I've seen them picking up more recently. I've been talking to some people about that. And long-term goal, I'd like to go overseas out of the States, maybe go over somewhere like Japan or maybe in Europe somewhere. I've seen 01 in Australia is picking up, maybe something like that.
Now, obviously, not only am I familiar with your work, I'm familiar with Burgundy as well. Y'all two have, y'all have competed with each other. Y'all work with each other on multiple shows. What's it like working with Burgundy?
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, I mean, I was listening to Aaron on here earlier, and like he said, it's good to have somebody you can travel with, that you can kind of share that with. I mean, we've shared a ring together on different levels. We've wrestled against each other, and we've wrestled with each other. She manages me, and when she goes out, there's times I manage her, depending on what's going on. So it's a good little mix. I mean, we work well together. She's come a long way over the last, say, 2 years. She's come really far. She's been working hard. She's been in the gym a lot here lately, on top of school and stuff and other stuff. So
I definitely do see that Burgundy has definitely come a long way as a wrestler, as a performer, and she keeps improving. I mean, she's moving up as far as I'm concerned. She's definitely on her way, and I guess it's only a matter of time before people start mentioning her in the same breath with some elite performers, at least on the indie scene, as far as I'm concerned. She's definitely on her way there. She's definitely working hard. And
yeah, she's pretty tough. She likes to get in there and wrestle with the guys and that and stuff, and she hits like a guy.
what would your dream match be against anyone? It could be indie scene. It could be on the pros, dead or alive. If you ever, if you could ever have your dream match, who would your opponent be?
I've always said before I retired, I wanted to wrestle Muda overseas in Japan at either the Tokyo Dome or the Sumo Palace.
Who do you consider your favorite opponents that you like to work with, that you like to be in the ring against?
There's a number of them in Kentucky that are really good. Me and Johnny Spade always had really good matches. Me and J.R. Rock always had really hard and good matches. Any of the Northern Wrestling Federation guys, those guys are all great. Tarek the Great, I've been in the ring with him a number of times. Love wrestling Tarek. Um, anybody really that can go out there and have a good hard-hitting match with. Anybody that's not afraid to just kind of put it on the line. Cash Flow, me and Cash Flow have had some really good matches here recently at APW.
Oh, I and
Josiah Kane. Yeah, Josiah Kane's another one. Can't leave him out.
awesome, man. Again, I want to thank you for your time, Zodiac. Great talking to you, and I mean, you're all over the place, man. At least in the Kentucky area. Wish you nothing but success. I wish Burgundy nothing but success as well. Thank you for your time, man. It's great to finally interview you. I know you don't do interviews, a lot of interviews for that matter, but I do appreciate you taking the time and joining me here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio. Thank you for your time, man.
Well, no problem. I appreciate it, Ken. You have a good night, man. I'll listen to the rest of the show.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, have a good evening.
All right, bye-bye. That was the Zodiac right here on Triple Threat Wrestling Radio.